Hey guys, Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at all the new comic books I got at the comic book shop today. And I'll start off with G.I. Joe number 9. It's written by Larry Hama and Paul Pelletier is the artist. Andy Kubert has been doing all the covers for this series. Another great cover here. Looks like we got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They're teaming up here. This has been a really, really fun series. If you're not reading G.I. Joe, you should be. It's got some really fun art, really fast-paced action. Larry Hama does a great job writing. It's kind of like it's got some kind of corny dialogue. I mean, it kind of feels like you're watching the G.I. Joe cartoon, but it's been updated a bit with like, a bit more of an adult feel to it in a sense. It's a pretty violent comic book and, deals with a lot of military strategy and stuff like that. And it's kind of a Game of Thrones feeling comic with lots of shifting alliances and different groups, trying to gain advantages on one another. So I haven't flipped through any of these comics yet. I just picked them up at the comic book store today. And so I'm seeing them for the first time with you. So, but yeah, G.I. Joe number 9. I've been collecting all of these. It's from Skybound by Robert Kirkman. Tons of G.I. Joe comics coming out right now. They're all pretty good. So then I got Local Man number 13. It's by Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks. Another series I picked up every issue of so far. I really had no idea, what this book was going to be like, and I slept on it for a second, and then my brother actually told me to check this out because he thought I would like it, and I absolutely love it. It's a great comic that, is kind of an image, an early Image love letter in a lot of ways. So there's a backup story in each issue, and it's set up like the old Extreme Studios books where there's one story that's a little shorter in the back and another story in the front. Tim Seeley draws one and Tony Fleeks does the other. So it looks like we're getting some Spawn introductions here. This is really cool looking. This takes place in a city called Farmington as well, which I recently learned that there's a city in, I believe it's in Tennessee, where it's called Farmington, where it's just everyone lives, like in the old pioneer days. So I think that's kind of the reference they're making. But we got Shadowhawk showing up here in the backup story as well. So always lots of Image callbacks here. It's a very meta book too. So again, I recommend Local Man. Then I picked up from DC. The only DC book I got this week was Titans. It's by Tom Taylor and Lucas Meyer is the artist. I'm glad to see Lucas Meyer back on this book. It looks like they're finally finishing up this Darkwing Queen storyline. We've got Spectre showing up here. Members of the Quintessence are getting involved. There's Raven. So this is the only like DC book I'm reading besides the main crossover, Absolute Power. And it almost feels lame duck with the new All In that they're about to unleash on us over at DC after this Absolute Power storyline. It kind of makes me wonder if this entire Titan series is just gonna kind of go away, but we'll see. I was kind of disappointed with the Teen Titans Academy series before this. I really liked the Suicide Squad from a couple years back. That got canceled as well. I just wish DC would commit to a book besides Batman and Superman. So, but we're 14 issues in on this Titans one, and I'm still kind of lukewarm on this whole series, but just love the Titans. So we'll move on to the Marvel books here. I got Ultimate Spider-Man. This is number 8. We saw Iron Lad showing up at the end of the last issue. So very interested to see where this story is going to be going. This is one of my favorite comic books going right now. Marco Cicchetto is on art, and Jonathan Hickman is the writer on here. So we're getting a bit of a crossover here between the Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man. There's Green Goblin, of course. And his armor is actually some Stark Tech armor, so I'm sure they're having a conversation about that. I got arcades there, a little arcade reference. X-Men villain from the there was that video game too, that really bad Nintendo game. It was X-Men and Spider-Man Arcade's Revenge. Ever remember playing that game? I remember being so disappointed when I first played that game. Like, wow, you can't give us a better superhero game than this. Looks like we might have Mr. Negative showing up here. Yep, there's definitely Mysterio. So they're putting the pieces together for the Sinister Six showing up. So I'm really looking forward to that. Then I got the Wolverine Revenge. I got the Red Band edition, even though I'm not a fan of these red bands, but come on, this is Greg Capullo. So I want to make sure I get the full experience here. Greg Capullo back at Marvel with Jonathan Hickman writing. So they've got these red band comics all bagged. I think I'll make a new video after this, and we'll rip this open and look at it for the first time. So really been looking forward to this. This is the one I was looking forward to most this week. Wolverine Revenge, number 1. It's a mini series too, by the way, and this was a $5.99 cover price. So then I got free with my purchase. Vault Comics is this new comic company, and they're doing something kind of cool where when you when they put out some new comics, they've been kind of over shipping them to stores and letting stores give them away free with a purchase, I guess, to try and just kind of get their name out there, get their comics out there. So I've been taking advantage of that when I can. They've been some pretty decent comics, nothing that's really blown me away too much. This one looks like a lot of the same drawings over and over again. But just these anime faces. Doesn't look that compelling, but looks like kind of a horror comic or a thriller or something. Then I got a back issue here. Amazing Spider-Man number 337. Return of the Sinister Six, Part 4. This was part of Eric Larson's original run. I just really love this cover here. As you can see, I got it for $5 out of the back issue bin. From what I understand, these the Return of the Sinister Six, these are kind of hard to find. So I've been slowly collecting all the Eric Larson run from Amazing Spider-Man, and I just couldn't pass this one up. Really great cover too. And out of the dollar bin, I picked up Marvel number 1. This was the anthology by Alex Ross, and a whole bunch of other people. So that's all the comics I got for today. Thanks for watching the video. I post daily comic book reviews, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. To everyone who has subscribed already, thanks again. Really appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one.